Hello everybody, this is Cryptic, and I got one quick message. This video is going to be a little bit different than all the other critiques. I'm trying something new. Please tell me in the comments if you like it, if you don't like it, and if this video gets a lot more popular than the other ones, then I'll keep doing this format. If it doesn't, I'll go back to the old format. Just bear with me, I'm trying something new. Tell me if you like it, and let's get on to the review.
I'm not disappointed that Crew lost a Grammy. I'm disappointed that I actually gave a shit for like 2 seconds.
Sonder was released in 2017 and is Brent Faiyaz's debut album. Now, if you don't know who Brent Faiyaz is, he is an R&B singer and this is an R&B album. Brent has an amazing singing voice and the production on this album is great. I'll talk about the tracks later on in the section, but first I just want to give my initial thoughts. Now, this was the first Brent album I listened to, and I didn't listen to it when it came out. I listened to it fairly recently, and it is probably my favorite of his. I think it's the least boring one, and it's also, it's not the shortest, but to me, it feels like the most memorable. And while it's not that short, it's about 40 minutes, it does feel like it goes by pretty quick, and it's not that boring.
Don't never come out here, bro. It's crazy, dog.
I haven't seen the sun since I've been out this bitch. And look at all this sunlight.
This album has 12 songs, 2 of them being interludes, and is around 42 minutes long. Now, most of the songs, all of the songs are pretty good on this album. I think it's very consistent, and my favorite is probably All I Want or Needed. Now, I will say, like most other albums that I reviewed, and I say this in basically every video, the first time I listened to it, I wasn't the biggest fan. I did like some of the songs. Like 3 of them made it to my playlist, which is Sonder, Interlude, Needed, All I Want. But on my most recent listen, the one I did in preparation for this review, I added some more to my playlist. And so I significantly liked it a lot more the second time. Now, this might be a little controversial that I have, but I think with most R&B albums, there's this R&B curse where a lot of the songs, whether it's in the beginning, the middle, or the end, can kind of start to blend together and get a little repetitive and boring. And this album, it's a victim of this. I think in the middle part, there's a few songs really missing out, Stay Down in LA, where it's like, you know, these songs aren't bad, but I think they're a little boring. They're kind of basic, and they kind of sound the same and are a little slow. Now, like I said, I think a lot of R&B albums do suffer from this, and while the songs aren't particularly bad, they're just not as special as some of the other songs. So it could be like 5 songs, it could be like 10 songs, it could be like 2 songs. In this case, I think it's like 3 or 2 of the songs kind of blend together and sound boring, but they're still good. While they wouldn't be songs that I listen to again outside of this album, I wouldn't really skip them. One of my favorite parts on this album is the background vocals by Brent himself, or I think they're by Brent, I'm pretty sure, but a lot of the songs you'll be listening to and they just have some like background noise of Brent either like humming or like giving ad-libs or something like that. I'm not gonna imitate it because my voice isn't as good as his. It's not very good at all, to be honest. I'll spare y'all the pain of listening to me try and hit those high notes. But that is probably my favorite. I think I think mixed with the production and the lyrics, or more the singing, it makes for a really good time just listening to this album. Some of the songs make you want to get up and like dance to. Some of the songs make you want to like lie down and just listen to, and just like feel the music, you know? Now, I will say there are 2 tracks, I think. It's Home and Burn One, which is an interlude, so it doesn't really matter, that start with this like skit, which I think kind of takes away from it. Now, I know there's a story, but it's kind of weird that those 2, and it's like the first and the third song, are the only ones with that skit, and it doesn't really happen anywhere else on the album. There's no like outro skit to complement this story. So I think that was just a weird choice. Now, those are probably my least favorite songs on this album. This is something that Brent does a lot in his albums. He puts these skits to tell a story, which aren't really bad. I think it kind of takes away from the song when you mix them in and don't make them their separate like interlude or skit or whatever. And I just think he does it quite poorly on this album, where he doesn't really flesh it out like he does on Wasteland, which has a much better, in depth, and something that you can really follow along with. Now, there are no features on this album, and I think that's a good thing. While other albums of his have features, he has featured on other songs, and he does quite well with other people. I think his voice is very good with other people, no matter if they sing, if they rap, or do whatever. I think he is always good on a song, but I think this album is better without features. I don't think he really needs any on this album to do good. If he did have any features, I believe that it probably would have taken away from the album. So who knows? But I think that it was the best decision to have no features and just have Brent to show what he really can do by himself.
First time I heard Crew on the radio, I was drunk in my homie's car. I heard it, I was on the way like back to the crib and I heard it on the radio, and then I heard the hook like 2 times. I'm like, I don't remember doing the hook in the middle. But I'm like, shit, cool.
With all that being said, I'm going to give Sonder Son by Brent Faiyaz an 8 out of 10. Now, I've been a little confused about what I should give this, whether I should give it a 7, an 8, but I'm ultimately decided on giving it an 8. I think this album is really good. It has some great songs, it has some amazing songs, but it also has some average songs that I think stop it from getting any higher than an 8. Now, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please tell me if you like this new video format and if I should continue doing it. Please leave in the comments below some albums that you want me to talk about, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.